that is the deformation study. Second one is structural chronology. Structural chronology. What do you understand by this? That is, we are observing a set of structures and we are trying to interpret which structure came first and which one is later. So this is called the chronology. I am determining the age, the hierarchy, which one came first and which one came later of that. So that is the study of these, called the structural chronology. Geometric study, that is the geometric study. What do we mean by geometric study? That is the basic, the shape study, the structure study, and the most important is the dynamic study that deals with the stress strain study. Dynamic study is the stress strain study. That means in terms of mathematical approach, we are learning the structures. So these are the basic components of the structural geology. And next is from a very basic, that is called the what is strike. What is strike? So we know strike is a horizontal strike is a horizontal direction of a line lying physically on an inclined surface. So that is the concept of strike. What does it mean? What is actually mean? That is, if I am having a inclined surface like this is an inclined surface, and what is the strike of this surface is the line having horizontal direction. This is the horizontal direction of a line. This is the line, and it is lying physically on the inclined plane. The line must be physically lie on the inclined plane, and the horizontal direction of this line, direction is always horizontal. Direction is always term is always horizontal. So you learn what is the strike, and next is the dip. What is dip? The dip is the angle between the horizontal plane and the dipping plane. So dip is the angle between horizontal plane and an inclined plane. Now this is dip. In which plane we are going to measure the dip, that determine whether it is a true dip or apparent dip. In case of true dip, the dip measurements should be done on the plane perpendicular to the strike of the horizontal line, perpendicular strike of the inclined plane. The deep measured, the true deep measurement should be done on the plane perpendicular to the strike of the inclined plane. So what does this plane called? This plane called as the क्या बोलते, so this is my bed and this, I suppose this is the horizontal, this is horizontal. So my angle, I will determine the angle perpendicular to the strike of this plane. So I will determine in the plane that is lying like this, like this. So in this plane, I am going to calculate the true dip. That is the plane lying perpendicular to the strike. This is the strike and this is the plane. So the plane perpendicular to the strike, I will calculate the true dip, and apparent dip is in any cross section, in any plane you can calculate. This is called the apparent dip. So in case of true dip, the strike and the dip direction, in case of true dip, the strike and the dip direction always hold 90-degree relations. It is clear. So this strike and the dip. So now I am hitting one point, that is the orientation of plane. So how we can orient a plane? We can orient a plane by the two parameters. One is strike and another is the dip. By these two parameters we can orient a plane. Now I will say how we can orient the linear feature. Orientation of linear feature. So what is linear feature? Linear feature, it means the feature which is two-dimensional. Sorry, no two-dimensional. The feature that is of linear structure, like lines. Okay, so it is 1D structure, one-dimensional. Linear structure means one-dimensional structure. One-dimensional structure. So these can be of two type basically. One is independent line, lines. Another one is the line lying on an inclined plane. So what is independent line? That means we are going to calculate the orientation of a line that is independent, that is not lying with respect to any of the plane. So मान लिया कि ये मेरा एक लाइन हुआ है, तो इसका ओरिएंटेशन निकालना है, तो ये कैसे निकालेंगे? तो तब हम यूज़ करेंगे ए मेथड दैट इज़ कॉल्ड plunge and the plunge direction. व्हाट इज प्लंज? अगर ये मेरा एक लाइन हुआ तो इस लाइन को लेकर एक प्लेन हम लोग इमेजिनरी एक प्लेन हम लोग बनाएंगे. इस प्लेन में ये लाइन हुआ, द लाइन इज लाइंग in this plane, that is a vertical plane. The plane is the imaginary plane I have drawn, that containing the line is a vertical plane, and the angle of this line with the horizontal line on this plane is called the plunge amount or the plunge. And the direction of this horizontal projection of this line, this is the horizontal projection of this line. So the direction of this horizontal projection of this line is called the plunge direction. You get it? So if I have given a plunge amount and the plunge direction, so I can easily plot the line with these two parameters. Now I will discuss when I have a line on a plane, then also I can give the orientation by these two plunge and the plunge direction. Apart from this, I can also orient a line lying on a plane by one is trend and second is pitch. By these two parameter I can orient, by these two parameter trend and the pitch, I can orient a line that is lying on a surface. So assume this is a inclined surface. Assume this is an inclined surface. So this is an inclined surface. If I consider this is horizontal, then this is my deep, this is the deep angle. So now I am having a line that is lying on this inclined plane. So this is my linear structure. I can mark it like this, change time, I can yellow, make it yellow. So this is my linear structure. I am going to calculate the parameters trend and the pitch by which I can orient the line on this surface. So what is pitch? The pitch is the angle with respect to, the pitch is the acute angle of this line with respect to any end of the strike line of this plane. So इस plane का strike line कैसे होगा? ऐसे हो जाएगा, parallelly run करेगा, ऐसे जाएगा strike lines. नीचे के तो strike line से the acute angle made by this line with the horizontal strike line, that is called the acute angle, is called the trend. Sorry, that is called the pitch. The acute angle is called the pitch. And the trend is the orientation of this plane. Like if this is my line, this is the line, this line, this is this line, I am going to calculate the orientation of this line. So the line, if I construct a plane that containing this line, the direction with respect to this state geographical north, that is called the trend. So trend is the direction. Is it clear? So the pitch and the plunge will be same. When the pitch and the plunge will be same? when we calculate the pitch on a perpendicular section that containing this the desired line. Wow. So this is the line, and I'm trying to calculate the pitch. So if this line lying on an inclined plane, what I am doing, I am just simply calculating the acute angle between any of the strike end and this line. So this gives me the pitch. But if I construct a perpendicular plane that containing this line, and then if I calculate the angle between the horizontal line of any horizontal line on this perpendicular plane and this desired line, the angle between these two will be called as a plunge. So in case of vertical plane, the plunge and the pitch will be equal, and the trend is the direction. That is the direction with respect to the north. How can we calculate? If we want to calculate the direction, the trend of any line, we are going to construct a plane that containing the line, and the angle with the north of this plane is called the trend. Wow.